We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace.
Welcome to the Geekcentric podcast. My name is Nate, and in this episode, things are going to get a little streamy as we discuss all the latest news in the world of streaming services, some new Batman casting, and we give our thoughts on Apple TV+. But first, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is a weekly show covering the world of film, television, gaming, toys and collectibles, and all things geek-centric. Joining me on the show, we have the juicy J-Law.
What's up?
To his immediate right, we have Kevin, the comfortable one, Hudson.
I'm comfortable with streaming, sure.
So what's going on, you two? How you been?
Oh, been doing well. Just working.
Working?
Oh yeah, that's about it really. Nice nice long day of work here. And now we're recording this lovely podcast.
Yeah, I had the whole day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything today.
That's always lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I went to the doctor. You know, that was fun.
Oh, see, that's not always lovely.
I got my flu shot.
Oh, you got a flu shot.
You're one of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't go to get the flu shot. I went for another reason, and then he's like, "You want to get the flu shot?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Pop it in.
So what's the prognosis from the doctor?
Well, I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, that's good.
No issues there. Just
Yes.
got to go see a masseuse about a thing.
Sounded like Robert Kraft over there. What have I been up to?
Yeah.
Well, obviously last week was Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So
How'd that go, by the way?
disastrous.
Oh, no.
It was a bloody
Yeah,
disaster.
so
Where did your pump? I didn't see your pumpkins.
They didn't
online.
get posted because they didn't happen.
well, did we already tell the audience about this pumpkin extravaganza? Did we fill them
in our last episode?
yeah,
we talked
I
about
set
it.
them up and, was excited to get them out to the world. And so I finally sat down on Thursday afternoon and we started our carving. And I was 95% of the way through my first pumpkin. This thing was gorgeous. It was a nice Mufasa, Simba on his shoulder. It was going to be wicked. I was going to do Scar next, sort of go with a theme. And I cut the wrong part and it all caved in. And I caved in emotionally and temperamentally and gave up. So I carved no pumpkin. Sarah carved 3, winner by default. So she's now 2-1. 2-1 in the Pumpkin Wars.
Why didn't we see the photos of her pumpkin?
I wasn't going to share her stuff. She can get her own Facebook and share them if she wants the recognition.
Well, how many messages did you get in regards?
Oh, lots of people. So it's exciting that people are looking out, for those things. Next year, I'm trying where they carve out the front. They don't actually carve it, but they scrape and mold and like statues.
Right.
I'm doing it.
We're going that way.
I'm starting October 1st, carving a pumpkin a week to practice, and I am going to destroy her next year.
When are you going to get into butter carving? I know that's all the rage.
I'd eat it before I can carve it.
Well, listen, we've don't want to take too much time because we got a lot of stuff for this episode, a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of streaming services. I definitely streamed a lot of stuff, but before we get into that, Justin, what you been up to?
Well, probably the same thing you've been up to. So why don't we just powwow this together? I'm sure you've been watching some Apple TV Plus.
Yes, we will get into that for our topic of the show for sure.
Yeah.
But if that's it for you, Justin, Kevin, what you been watching or doing or?
I mean, I had a busy weekend, several birthdays to celebrate, so haven't had my usual sit down time to watch stuff. So other than plowing into some new Apple TV content, just watching my usual network TV, old man stuff,
Did you get a chance to watch The Watchmen?
I have not watched Watchmen yet.
Really?
My TV watching partner in crime and partner in life, yada yada.
Yeah.
Hated the movie, never read the book, so she's like, hey.
No.
So I'm gonna get there eventually,
You saw
but I have not seen a second of this thing.
Really?
Yeah. So.
All right.
And the reviews are so either people are in love with this thing or
Yeah, it's definitely I'm getting a lot of those Lost vibes of like you really don't know what's going on for a lot of it. And as more and more starts to become more revealed, it's starting to make a little more sense. But again, it still comes down to the idea of like like, am I watching the show because I'm enjoying it, or am I watching it because I just need to know what the heck is going on?
That's not always a bad thing.
Right.
If they're hooking you in that way, at least they're hooking you in some way.
Sure.
I think the only thing that hooks Nate is Damon Lindelof.
Well, yeah. Because what show did he do? Lost?
I think he did Lost.
Listen, everyone knows that I love Lost. Episode 3 of Silicon Valley came out.
Episode
keeping
3?
up
I
with
thought it
that
was
one?
just 2.
No, episode 3. Yeah.
I think he's wrong.
Am I
think
wrong?
he's wrong. Yeah, because
Yeah, I think it was just
last
2.
week we were
Okay,
talking
well,
about
to be
episode
fair,
1.
Sarah and I did.
No, you're right. It is 2.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Sarah and I did watch the whole show.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first episode of this season, and it feels like there was a bit of a longer break than usual between 5 and 6.
Yes.
So
I
we were
think
watching episode 1 and going, what the heck happened? Where did we leave off? So,
Yeah.
and that one's such an easy, 10 episode seasons, 8 for 2 or 3 of them,
Mhm,
right?
for
So
the last few.
so we just plowed through that. So I did get some time to watch, and it was something I've already seen.
I have-
'Cause
Excellent.
I've been too caught up with other things that I haven't actually started. I know there's only 2 episodes in, so
I'm excited to
probably
see
just
where they're
watch
going.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where they're going.
It's interesting to see. I mean, in the previous episode, again, I won't spoil too much for Justin, but just in episode 2, you did say you watched it, Kevin? Yeah. So that moment with Jared in the kitchen, I think, was probably my favorite Jared moment the entire show. How is that a spoiler,
because
Justin?
he's in the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm gonna now look for that scene and be like, "Oh, this is the scene that Nate's
Yeah,
talking
well,
about."
Why does that bug people?
I don't-
Let's talk
I'm
about
just-
spoilers here for a second. Like, I'm not even allowed to tell you if I liked something. Oh, that's a spoiler. You
Yeah.
liked
That,
it.
to
Yeah.
me,
Screw
no,
you.
no,
Form
that's-
your own opinion,
No,
man.
that to me
People
is
who-
not
oh,
a spoiler.
I don't go on Rotten Tomatoes because I don't want my opinion
Yeah.
influenced going in. Don't let anybody influence your opinion, man.
Right.
I like to know, okay, people think this is an 85. I'm going to go check this out
Yeah.
and see if I like it or
Absolutely.
not.
So and so
Exactly.
gave a great performance in a certain scene.
Oh,
Is that a spoiler?
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
That's
not.
not a
Unless
spoiler.
I'm telling you what happened to
Yeah.
a character or in a story arc, it's not a spoiler.
Right. So
I-
Jared
just-
in the kitchen.
I was being facetious,
No, yeah,
Nathaniel.
I did not mean to blow
Yes.
up as if you had done something
No,
wrong.
but
This
while we're on the
it
topic,
came up again.
No, but while we're on the topic, I totally agree. I think that there are certain things that can be very spoilery. I think it's just people having their ability to understand what to kind of tell you, so that you, as someone who hasn't seen it, is motivated, or kind of, if you're on the fence, is inspired to go see it.
Yeah, I think spoilers. I think anytime you have to kind of get to the point where you are describing the exact moment to moment, yeah, that can definitely be a spoiler. But I think if you're vague enough about it, I think that's something that I try to practice. I have had moments where I've sort of, oh shoot, did I?
And that's
Did I say
that's
too
generally
much?
a moment that you really liked, and it's hard to describe why you like the movie without describing it exactly.
Exactly.
But if I'm just telling you I liked or disliked something,
Yeah.
it's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Now, can we quickly go over what the rules for spoilers are? Say on
Sure.
social media or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
how long does somebody have to wait before you can post something about?
That's I think I really liked how the Russo brothers did it with Endgame. They said, okay, 10 days, movie's out, no one talk about it. This is the day that everyone can start talking about all the spoilery things. Because if you haven't seen it in 10 days, then, it's free reign. Because people want to talk about it.
Life's tough. You get busy and stuff, but it's, stay off social media, I guess.
Sure.
You're not too busy to check your Facebook.
Well,
You got
it's
2
funny,
hours
though,
to go
that
see a
that's-
movie you say you really want to see.
Right. And it's funny, though, that has become a norm. It's like, oh, I haven't seen it. I'm going to stay off social media. Like, remember when people, I haven't seen Game of Thrones yet.
Yeah.
I'm staying off Facebook until I watch it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or I'm staying off Instagram. Like,
Well, that's cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
Show some self-control. And,
Yes.
I bring this up because I'm in a Facebook Messenger group chat, and it's called TV, movies, and whatnot. And I mean, shout out to these guys if they're listening, because I know they do tune in, and I love y'all. But there's this insane rule that until everybody in the group has seen a movie, we can't talk about it.
Well,
Like, it's been a month since the Joker came out. Still can't talk about it in the group.
Really?
And so
No.
today, a few of us just went,
What's
what, the hell with it? It's been a month. Let's talk
Yeah.
about Joker, or
'Cause
let's
then-
talk about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well,
I mean,
what's the point of talking about something when it's 5 months old?
You know, it's-
why are you in that group?
Yeah, exactly. Get out of that
no,
group.
it's
if
fine.
you're not
We
gonna-
have great chats, and
Well, for
it's
sure.
awesome to reminisce and stuff.
Yeah.
But I also want to talk about a movie that is 2 weeks fresh in my head. I'll
Right.
give you 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
from now on, that's it.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
spoilers are fun,
Spoilers are fun.
Well,
like to discuss, not to give away.
spoiler, I did see and watch a few more things. I also have been keeping up with Seis Manos. on Netflix. And
Seis manos.
Yeah, seis manos. I don't know how else to pronounce
What
it.
What is that?
I was at work actually, and someone who's at my work who's like fluent, like she's Spanish. She's like, "You're saying it wrong," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not going to ever say it right." But seis manos, it stands for 6 hands. It's made by Viz Media. They're the same people that do a lot of like traditional anime, like One Punch Man, and I think they do My Hero Academia or what have you. But they're doing this anime that looks similar to. Did you ever see the show The Boondocks?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that show?
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal show.
Yeah.
It's that style of animation, but you set it in Mexico with a full Mexican cast, except for one character who's their Sifu, their teacher, and it's martial arts in Mexico. And so you've got this, this Mexican culture mixed with ancient Chinese culture, and I'm getting Jackie Chan adventure vibes. I'm getting, I'm getting like all these really, really but at the same time, it's not a kid show. Right. It's got these adult elements to it, and Mike Coulter's in the show as well. Do you guys know who Mike Coulter is?
Oh yeah, he was Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah. Yes. So he plays this sort of like black cop who's in like it's very much in like the 80s 90s vibe sort of thing, and he's like way too tough for everyone, and it's a phenomenal show. You have to check it out. It's only 8 episodes, half an hour long each. You can binge it in an afternoon. I'm halfway through the season, and it's getting really good. Check it out. I also watched the first episode of His Dark Materials, which, do you guys know about?
Is that based on Stephen King? No.
It's a book series.
That's my mistake. It's actually Philip Pullman.
Philip Pullman. Okay, so Philip Pullman novel, His Dark Materials. It was made into a movie a little while ago, and the movie just really didn't do well. So BBC and HBO are hoping to. The movie that it was made into is called The Golden Compass, with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig, and it didn't take off. I think it scored relatively low with critics. It was really good. It's again one of those things like Watchmen that you're not going to know what's going on for a lot of it.
And where's this one?
Read the book. This is available. I've been watching it through Crave.
Okay.
Just because it's HBO.
It's an HBO
cool.
show.
Yeah. So that is what we've been doing.
That's more like what Nate's been watching. Jeez.
Well, enough of that. Let's get into the news.
It's all about the details.
All right, this first story is from Robin Burks over at Screen Rant. Disney Plus will have ads at launch because they want their content back.
Boo!
Now, hold on, before you start freaking out. These are not traditional commercials or video advertisements. So essentially, Disney recently confirmed that Disney Plus will show ads to subscribers in a deal to give the company access to specific content currently licensed to other streaming services. So The Verge reports that Disney Plus subscribers will see ads for Starz when they sign in. And this is because Starz owns the rights to The Force Awakens, and Disney wants The Force Awakens available at launch. So we're just looking at like a simple banner ad just at the top of the app or of the website of Starz.
Oh, who cares?
I see. Okay.
But so, like, let's say I'm watching on my TV through my PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to just be a banner above the shows?
Yeah, the UI is just going to look a little bit uglier because you'll have to look at the show on Starz. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of a non-issue, but I bring this up to kind of carry into another topic of the fact that what do you guys think of the fact that their licenses and shows are kind of spread out across some other services, and is this a good strategy for them to work on getting it back? And not only that, but a lot of their movies are going to go back to Netflix in 2020 with just the way the rights work out. So it's like, are we running into another Spider-Man issue with content that they already made?
Is it just to Netflix?
It's so far the only one that they've been talking about is to Netflix.
I mean,
yes.
Everyone owns both, so who cares? You'll find what you want somewhere.
Sure.
And like whatever it takes to get all of these things in, I'm all for it. I mean, you watch anything, and you watch the Apple Plus, and I know we're talking about it later in more depth, but I got to watch ads for the stuff I'm already watching when I watch that. So this seems far less intrusive than something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's hard to comment on the idea of strategy. If they think it's a strategy that will help yield them to get their properties back, sure. I think it's just if they had hindsight of what they were doing with Disney Plus, why did they agree to certain lengths of contracts for these streaming services?
Right.
You know, if they were already pre-planning it, or was it something that just kind of came out of the whole Fox deal?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we should just be doing a streaming
Right.
service.
And by that point, it was already too late because they had those agreements with sharing with Netflix.
Yeah, because there's a plethora of movies, like even just from the Marvel universe, like all the Captain Americas will not be available on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
which is just, that's absurd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I certainly hope that they don't lose too much content. But one of the cool things that they did mention was that even if something is removed from their streaming platform, if you, as a user, if you have downloaded it for offline, which you're only allowed to download so much, but if you have downloaded it for offline, you can watch it continuously, even after it's left the service.
So then as long as they announce early enough what they're going to be losing, people can strategically plan, I guess. I mean, if you need to watch Captain America 14 times, you can do this.
Right.
I mean, these movies have already been available. Like, I'm not excited about getting all the Marvel movies. They've been available on Netflix for the most part for years now.
Yeah.
It's the Disney cartoons and stuff that you haven't been able to find anywhere that I'm far more excited about anyways.
That's I think that's the big selling point for a lot of people. The stuff that's just been vaulted that you can't get. You can't find good Blu-ray quality discs of those, right? Like they haven't been released.
You have to watch them in 20 segment or 20-minute segments on YouTube.
if it's on YouTube.
And if it's even there and all of a sudden you're watching The Little Mermaid and 5 minutes in it switches to Spanish.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Like, what are they launching at price-wise? Do we remember what?
I think it's $6.99.
$6.99 in Canada?
But there's, I think that's the American price.
Let's just call it $10. Everything's $10. Apple TV is $10. Netflix is $10.
But it's what's nice though too is, they're offering also package deals where it's like, you sign up for 3 years, you save 30% off of the cost per month, right?
And again, it's another shared user account. So just do it with 3 or 4 people and spend $2 a month and not worry about it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go on to our next news story. This one from Hannah Shaw Williams, also from Screen Rant. Warner Media has announced a May 2020 launch date for the new subscription service HBO Max, which will include the complete HBO service and library of content, as well as new original content. It's going to be about $14.99 a month American. Guys, what are your thoughts on HBO Max? Jumping into the streaming race with Apple and with Disney. Is this a service that you think you might maybe?
I already subscribe to HBO,
right?
And I'm imagining I would get their original content with my cable subscription. No,
well, their original content would be like still on HBO.
Yeah,
it's just
and I don't pay $14 a month,
right? So you're thinking that this isn't going to be a separate thing. They'll bundle this into.
I would hope so.
Your service
Don't make me pay for your cable and your streaming service. Well, we watched this little snippet of a trailer previously, and it showed that it was also getting other channels, right? Yes. Content from other channels.
Yeah, like you're getting South Park, Friends, Rick and Morty, Green Lantern.
But that's Time Warner, right? Like Time Warner has all of those channels under its.
Well, there was umbrella. A few. It was like Cartoon Network and stuff. I mean, again, I'm a cable subscriber. I get all these channels anyway. So this one does nothing for me personally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
all for it.
Yeah, I mean, the more and more HBO content that's coming out there, like I just talked about His Dark Materials, talking about things like Barry. Being on the service and Watchmen and all these shows, Silicon Valley, right? Like, I mean, Silicon Valley is going to be ended by that point, but the idea of like these shows are quality shows that I'm really enjoying. Yeah, that's what I want.
It's not much different from what we have right now with Crave, right? Like Crave has the agreement with HBO to offer their content on their streaming platform. So I don't know what this is going to do for that agreement in Canada. That's why I was asking, is this going to be available in Canada?
Yeah.
When we were watching that little trailer, it just seems kind of interesting. Like, does that mean once they launch this, the agreement with Crave will no longer be? Yeah. So then we have to go to HBO Max if we want to get all of that HBO content plus all this other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I also am stoked about there was a new Boondocks a movie and then 2 seasons or something like that being going to be released on the service as well. So like, it's funny how one show can sort of, pull me into subscribing to a service like that.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot to get you hooked.
Speaking of getting people hooked, we might have a new cast member hooked in Matt Reeves' Batman new movie.
This thing's getting out of hand. There's gonna be like 30 bad guys in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's definitely an ensemble cast. The Batman cast Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth.
I thought.
Oh, well, that's not even the one I heard today. Jeez.
Which one did you hear?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll let you mention it. This from Chris Agar, again from Screen Rant. Screen Rant killing it with the news today. Matt Reeves, the Batman, cast Andy Serkis to play Alfred Pennyworth, with Robert Pattinson having been cast as the latest big screen Caped Crusader earlier this year. Attention has recently turned to the film's supporting cast. Reeves and company have been filling out the rest of the ensemble, recruiting Jeffrey Wright from Westworld to play Commissioner Gordon.
Yep.
You got Paul Dano as the Riddler, which that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
because he's
That's
he's
perfect
incredible.
casting. That's perfect casting.
I just like that man so much, and
Yeah, he's a fantastic
phenomenal.
actor. Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman, which I think will be really interesting.
Yeah, that's
Be
cool.
kind of
Yeah, that's a good
different
one.
take.
Yeah.
And then just today, Kevin, who was it that they were rumoring?
It was Matthew McConaughey as now I forget.
Two-Face.
Two-Face, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Harvey
Ooh, that was
Harvey Dent, I guess,
Sorry,
right?
Michael. Yeah. Harvey Dent.
So when them saying Harvey Dent makes me think he will be
Right.
the lawyer first,
and then slowly move
you know.
into it. And that's actually not even the one that I heard today.
Yeah, it's going crazy.
I
today.
also heard that Colin Farrell is in talks to play the Penguin.
Yes.
Oh, that's awful.
So, this is the thing. So, why is that awful? Hold on a second.
Because
it's not Jonah Hill.
No, but I think I prefer that casting. I prefer Jonah Hill or even Olaf.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad.
Well, I mean, it is interesting. Like Zoe Kravitz and Paul Dano and Pattinson kind of being a younger cast. You're right. Like the idea of a younger Penguin might have made a little more sense. But
why? Danny DeVito was an older, grosser villain for Michael Keaton to face. You know?
Right. I guess if that one villain was a little, I don't know, older, but with Matthew McConaughey coming in, I think the ages are going to vary.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because like we're hearing about all these villains and this being an ensemble thing. Like this doesn't sound like. How long is this movie going to be?
Well,
that it's
that's
gonna be able to
my
focus
thing.
on
Like
this?
the fact that they would say Matthew McConaughey is playing Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
To Kevin's point, I think that means he's just going to be the lawyer
Right.
in this movie, and
So
we might
wait,
see it.
so you're saying this is series? He's
Well,
going to be
They
the
have
second
to.
one.
Well,
Come
yeah.
on, they have to. This character, if they're going to reboot this character again,
Yeah.
for the fourth time in our lifetime,
Yeah.
I need a franchise out of this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So set it up in like Arkham or something.
Yeah.
And that's where you see these guys. And, maybe one gets out in this movie and you see mention or something happens in Arkham. And then
Right.
there's your story right there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, how much? I mean, the thing is like with these actors, like you're not going to cast these actors
How much
and give
screen
them
time
right.
are they
And
gonna
you're
get?
not going to give them a quick one-off in Arkham, right? Like they're going to be
Well, that's the same thing that a lot of people said about Avengers Endgame. Like, oh, look how many actors and how many
Right.
superheroes are going to be, and how much
Yeah.
screen time are they going to get? And
but
the
we
reality
also
is
already
that-
got in solo movies with all those characters
Sure,
leading
that's
up
true.
to it,
Very true.
which is like once again in a DC movie we're
don't
not
get it.
getting. You know?
So that's what I don't get is again where DC is saying we're going to do the ensemble thing, and I'm like, look how well Joker did for them, right? As far as DC, I know it's a completely different group of people, but it's still DC, right? And look how well that did, and they're still going off on the idea that like, and even Wonder Woman and even Aquaman, phenomenal, but then they're like, let's do another ensemble. Let's also do a Suicide Squad movie ensemble. Like, I honestly think that if it works. Why try to change it? If the Marvel mold works of origin stories, why are they trying this other route?
They're playing catch up. It reeks all over everything that they do.
but look at where we are now. It's 6 years since they started to catch up.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
If they had taken their time and fleshed out good solo movies,
Right.
they'd be right at the right time as Marvel is coming down from what is probably going to be their peak.
Yeah.
They could swoop in and take over with unquestionably more iconic, well-known, and if they had done it right, properly established characters, and they could take over that ensemble built to movie formula that, but they rushed it. They failed. They're rebooting stuff. They're redoing stuff. You know, they're a mess.
They're a mess. And I think it, like, to Kevin's point, they should have just played the slow game rather than trying to rather than trying to like be like, oh, we have all these characters. We can do this too. We can smash out an ensemble movie and make it just as good as a Marvel movie. No, like Marvel flushed out those characters. Marvel hooked the audience so that audience cared about those characters. Yeah. So that when you saw that ensemble cast, you knew where they were from.
But now again, the one strength DC has is, they're working with iconic characters, recognizable characters that, like, I'm just hoping this isn't a Batman origin story because we know his origins.
Right.
On top of this huge ensemble piece. Like, are we coming into a young but established Batman character who is facing off against his greatest foes? Or, we don't know much about the story.
The question I have is how are they going to... Are they going to get so gung-ho with this and then say, okay, well, this is our new Batman for our new Justice League ensemble piece? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they going to start going through and soft rebooting all of their characters so that they can get to a cohesive, like, I really hope not. Like, the way it seems to be pitched is that this in itself is to be entirely separate. This Matt Reeves Batman is entirely separate from any cohesive ensemble superhero Justice League movie. So I hope that they don't like suddenly like, oh my God, it's a success. Let's keep going with this, right?
Sure.
Because that's what tends to happen with Warner is they get overexcited, overzealous, and then things like look at Flash.
Yeah, that
Flash movie has been in absolute turmoil.
Yeah,
and
it's stuck in the mud.
Yeah, it's stuck.
And so I mean, for Flash to be stuck,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
but no, like I just think like it almost seems like now they don't have a choice. Like they just if they can do the Batman cinematic universe, they can't do. But like Joker, Wonder Woman with Aquaman,
right? But Joker's an an like it was a one-off. It was a very focused piece. Mm-hmm. And if you think about what Nolan did really well with his Batman series, is that he focused it, right? And a lot of people say that kind of killed whatever momentum Warner Brothers had with doing some sort of superhero thing. That sort of thing that Christopher Nolan did, and having that agreement with him to get those movies done, is what slowed them down. Which I don't agree with. I think that he plotted an idea for Man of Steel and it just got speed ramped into let's take this into ensemble Justice League movie.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did give him a solo movie first.
They did, but I also think that they rushed it so that they could explain a lot more of the cosmic, because Batman was very gritty, real world,
right?
And they needed to, if they're going to introduce Superman, they need to get into the cosmic so that they can introduce people like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and then inevitably you come back to Batman. But what ended up happening, Man of Steel wasn't a success, so the next movie was a Batman versus Superman movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then you end up with spin-offs and spin-offs and spin-offs.
It's a mess. Kevin was right.
I hate DC. Their movies have disappointed for like almost a decade, basically since Nolan, stepped down. But this is the most excited I've been for one of their movies, just based on the cast and crew that they've got attached to it so far. Right. So I hope it works.
We'll wait till the first trailer, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's move into trailer time.
It's trailer time.
We checked out The Banker. This is coming to Apple TV Plus. This is actually the first time I've seen a trailer for a movie on that service.
No, it's in theaters.
Oh, so maybe they're doing both.
It's like an Irishman sort of thing.
Irishman thing,
they're
right?
Definitely, they said that they're going to be doing theatrical releases for their films.
Wow.
As well as streaming. So.
Sweet. This is directed by George Nolfi. It stars Samuel L. Jackson, Nia Long, Anthony Mackie, Nicholas Hoult, and Jesse T. Usher. It's basically the story of the first African-American banker in the U.S., and it's coming out December 6th, 2019. Guys, what did you think of the trailer?
Looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for feel-good, soppy,
Yeah.
Nice little stories. It looks cool. Also, it sounds like a really cool story I've never heard about either, so I'm always interested in that.
Yeah, and I think it has that vibe of like, hitting the man, getting through the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
it reminded me a lot of Black Klansman. Did you guys watch Black
Oh, yeah,
Klansman?
Spike
Right.
Jonze.
Oh God, I hope I like it better than that movie.
Oh yeah, you didn't like that movie.
Oh, I did not like Black
Really?
Klansman.
Well, just I guess just the storyline, right? Of them using, in the
It
trailer.
just seemed so implausible and ridiculous.
Well, this might seem a little more plausible. Like, again,
Well, it's based on a true story, is it not?
I believe it is. Yeah, it's based on
both
true
were, yeah.
events. Yeah. But yeah, the idea of them, sort of using Nicholas Holtz's character as a way to be the front man for them, right?
To infiltrate the system.
Yeah.
The system that is against them.
Yeah.
Because of their color.
Anything with Samuel L. Jackson. Just,
Sure.
That moment when he's like, nope, still black. Like,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
good.
it looks like a pretty toned down Sam Jackson. We're not talking snakes on a plane, Sam Jackson here, but
These monkey fighting snakes.
he'll still be the energy,
Right.
And I think their relationship with Nicholas Hoult looks kind of adorable. The way they're integrating him into the world of class and stuff, and it's kind of a neat spin on the idea that these black guys are teaching a white guy how to be a white guy,
Right.
almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that seems like a really cool side story as part of it. So.
Yeah, I think we'll get into it deeper as we get into the topic of the show. But,
Sure.
this is something that I think you could sit down with your kids
Yeah.
and watch, and they would probably learn something out of it and kind of see something that happened in history.
And ask questions.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like the kind of movie I recommend about one of these a year to my parents.
There you go.
They don't like dad hates going to see movies.
Yeah.
And my mom likes a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, this is great because they don't have to go to the movies to see it.
Well, yeah, no, maybe.
Well,
yeah.
they, if they want to, they can.
They can. They
apparently.
get the choice, but this looks like that movie that I'm going to see and go, you guys got to see this.
Yes.
It was Green Book last year. You got to see this. And so that, you know what I mean? Like this just seems like that.
That's so funny.
You know,
That's what I was going to say. This is this year's Green Book.
it kind of looks like that.
Which is why it's hitting theaters. Like streaming services are also pushing their movies into theaters. It's so that they can be in contention
yeah.
for Oscar
Oscars.
nominations
Yeah.
and
well,
stuff like that.
and I think your older audiences are either going to like the idea of staying in and not having to go to a busy theater and see a movie, or they're not going to want to figure out this streaming technology stuff. Have the kids come over and set them up with Apple
Right,
TV.
right.
Which remote do I use to do the Apple
Hey
TV
Siri,
stuff?
how do I watch the
so-
show? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
All right.
best of both worlds in that regard.
All right, let's move on to the next one. The last trailer. I think it was the final trailer.
Well,
And-
it better be. It comes out next week. How many more trailers do people need?
right.
Weren't you hooked when they said we're making a show about bounty hunters?
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
in.
Done.
And it's starring Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Boom.
Yeah. Gina Carano. Nick Nolte is playing
That little alien guy,
he
right?
plays
I thought it was him.
Yeah. I actually just got the pop of him. He plays Kuiil. Kuill is, I don't know how you spell it. He's this really kind of ugly looking dude. But I'm glad they didn't go with CG on him. It looks like a mask, which I think is
Oh yeah, he looked kind of small.
kind of refreshing.
Like not a puppet, maybe.
I think it's a puppet.
You think it's
Okay.
a puppet?
Yeah, he didn't look like a full sized alien or
Okay.
anything.
Interesting.
And somebody had mentioned Bill Burr was in this, and I'm like,
Bill
no,
Burr.
he's not. Then you see him, and he looks like a jerk with a gun. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
I
got-
could see him
He's
fitting
got like
in.
3 blasters, like one coming off his back. Dude, I'm so down for this show to be weird. Like, I'm so excited
I think
for weird Star Wars.
I think the one thing that's really interesting, maybe you kind of get it from the trailer, but it looks like it's going to be morally challenging
yeah,
in the sense that you're going to see like more bad than you are good,
sure.
which is very unusual for the Star Wars universe, if you will,
Right.
because it is always about, being a Jedi and being good.
Yeah.
So you're going to see some of that dark, seedy
Yeah,
world.
but I don't think he's going to be a bad guy, right? He's going to be
Well,
like
he's
a
bounty
rogue.
hunter.
No, but
Yeah,
I think to Justin's point, like similar to kind of some of the things we might have gotten from Breaking Bad in terms of like making the bad decision for the overall good, or
So
like,
you think
or
he's
like,
out like because he's just shooting a bunch of people in this
Yeah.
trailer? You think he's out there shooting good people,
Mm,
or he's
not
collecting
necessarily.
bounties on whoever there's a
I
bounty
think
on?
there's parts.
But
of
what
that.
if someone? But I could see them doing like again, I don't know, but I could see them doing an episode where he has to take away someone's father from them, right? Like some little girl is crying and he has to capture their father because their father's a horrible person, but this little girl and the mother are not, right? Like stuff like that. To Justin's point, kind
Morally
of that
ambiguous.
Yes, exactly.
which is exciting because like that's kind of what we got out of Rogue One as well, right?
The enemy isn't a Jedi or anything like that. It's real people.
It's
that
rough
are-
and tumble on the ground, guns
Exactly.
and violence.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
looks really
that's
cool.
and that's why that in comparison, Rogue One to Mandalorian kind of feel like that. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna really see some of this like grit.
I love the scene what's the green scaly or the yellow scaly?
The Trandoshans.
Yeah. You got some serious Star Trek vibes. You know?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
It did look like that,
Yeah.
right? Like on the sand.
like where's
planet.
Kirk to come in with his rock?
I think what I love about the trailer is that it looks like a cinematic adventure. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the score though in the trailer.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, like I just thought it was kind of like it was a very TV score,
Okay.
not like cinematic score.
Interesting.
So it felt very like, and I've heard that the actual score that we'll hear,
Mhm.
and I don't know if that's what we heard necessarily in this trailer.
Yeah.
So the score is actually by Ludwig Göransson,
Mhm.
who I believe did the Black Panther score.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm interested to hear what that's going to sound like. But if that's what we heard in the trailer, it didn't really have the same sort of Star Wars epic cinematic feel to it. It just felt very generic TV score, if you will.
I think we'll get into this a little bit later when we get into our topic of the show. But honestly though, the world of TV and movies are blending so much that I don't know what to think in terms of what a score should sound like or what a show should look like. It's starting to get to the point where they're kind of becoming the same thing. Now, speaking of kind of becoming the same thing, that's not. I don't know.
That was an awful segue.
Bad Boys.
Bad
for Life.
Boys.
I just mean like because it's
What you want? What
it's
you
more
want?
it's more the same thing, isn't it? Like I don't know. This trailer,
Yeah.
you guys are stoked for it. I guess I just
Yeah.
Did you
buddy.
watch the Bad Boy movies? Have you seen them?
I'm gonna guess no.
I've seen them.
Okay.
But it was like a long time. Like I couldn't
Are you sure you weren't watching Land Before Time?
couldn't recant for you the exact moment. Like I get the comedy aspect between Will Smith.
He's just
Martin
not excited
Lawrence.
because Lindelof had nothing to do with it.
There's no Lost in it.
No,
Listen.
I'll tell you what. This looks like a Bad Boys movie,
Yeah.
and I always had fun watching them.
Okay.
I think Martin Lawrence and Will Smith make a wicked on-screen duo.
Mhm.
It's kind of like Riggs and Murtaugh, if Riggs was cooler and
I'm gonna
Murtaugh
nod.
was sassier. That's a Lethal Weapon reference.
Cool.
Another series you haven't seen, Lethal Weapon.
Hey Siri, look up Lethal Weapon.
Get out of here, man.
I've heard of it, but okay. Go
Anyways,
ahead.
it's like Lethal Weapon with a bit more sass. I don't know, but it's the same thing. One guy's out there, he just wants to shoot bad guys and do his thing, and the other guy is like, "No, I don't want to do this anymore." Literally, like, I'm too old for this. Expletive.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, it looks sick.
It looks awesome. I was a huge fan.
And it's Michael Bay not doing a friggin'. Well, it's not even Michael Bay,
It's
is
not
it?
Michael Bay.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Well, somebody has
brother-
captured that man's
As-
aesthetic quite well.
Yeah, no, the aesthetic of it, the fact that it's not Michael Bay and that these guys are able to still capture the Bad Boys vibe
Yeah.
is fantastic. Because the first Bad Boys film was a very gritty cop film, which was very Bruckheimer-esque and less Michael Bay, but more Bruckheimer. And then you have Bad Boys 2, which was more Michael Bay and less Bruckheimer. And that was all action and it was all flash and it was intense. And by the end of some of those action scenes, you're like, how many people died?
Yeah.
Right? And how
There's
many
$5 billion
of
property
It's
damage
crazy.
by these two guys to
these
stop
two
one bad guy.
and they didn't even stop him.
Yeah.
In one sequence, it was so horrible. And the cop played by
Joey Pants, baby.
Joey
Joey
Pants.
Pantalone. He's good. as long as he's back as the sergeant.
Woosah. Remember, Chief. Remember your pressure points. Remember your
He's
pressure
honestly
points.
funny enough in those movies that it makes them worth checking out
It's-
just for him.
And
Cool.
and Kevin's right. Their duo together is fantastic. Like fans will want to see it, and it's going to capture.
If you like the shtick,
Yeah,
you
if
either
you like
or
it.
you
But
don't.
I
And
think-
for
I think
fans of
anyone
the
will.
franchise, this isn't for new fans. This
Yeah.
isn't for somebody who hasn't seen the other two. This is
Right.
definitely, the last one made $250 million. Let's do it again.
Yeah, but years later, years after that movie was out.
Yeah, but Will Smith hasn't aged. It doesn't
No, I know.
the
Well,
man's amazing.
Martin Lawrence has aged. Martin
And
Lawrence
that's
has
what, but
aged.
I did like in the trailer that seems like that's what they're playing off of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
know.
absolutely. They're
Although
old
he
guys.
was playing the same curmudgeon, I want to retire guy in number two.
Yeah,
so
he was great. That's great.
Cool.
So I'm super excited for that one.
Are we going to see it in Florida when we're away?
is that when it comes out?
It's going to be January 17th.
I don't know if I'm taking a break from Disney to go see Bad Boys. I'll wait a couple weeks on
We
that.
can wait till we get back.
Just no spoilers.
No spoilers.
I don't want to know how much you liked it, Kevin.
Jeez. I just want to take about 15 seconds, because that's how long this teaser trailer was, just to talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 was announced. I'm stoked. You guys stoked?
Yeah, not by the trailer. The news was just about enough for me. I mean,
I'm wondering,
I
though-
could have thrown this together on like some film editing program myself. You know what I mean? Like that
it was like 15 JPEGs in a row.
that
or
was
whatever, right?
pretty
Absolutely.
half-assed, if you ask me.
Well, I think the other thing too is it's just to capitalize, right? We were talking about this last week with Star Wars.
Yeah.
How do you go ahead and start promoting the Game of Thrones guys doing a Star Wars movie when there's been no story, it's not in production,
Right.
And this is kind of the same case. It's like it's been greenlit to go,
Yeah.
and maybe Sony is just really trying to capitalize on that. You know what I mean?
I am-
But did anybody seriously think there wasn't going to be a second one?
No, I thought there was going to be a second one, but I think with this whole Marvel, Disney, Spider-Man thing up in the air, and
Mhm.
we know Peter Parker's going to be in, Disney Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
But there is, I think we talked about it, just this desire for Disney to reacquire Spider-Man and bring him back under the Marvel
Right.
Cinematic Universe as a whole.
So then Sony should move towards the animation side.
Right, but if they move towards the animation side, and let's say, before 2022 comes around, they seize a deal and they get Spider-Man back, what happens to that?
Yeah.
Are they still going to go through with it? Is Disney going to still go through
Oh,
with it?
the amount of money to be made off
exactly.
that,
They
of
would
course.
they would 100% just say, well, we'll produce it.
And IMDb has, interestingly enough, a new director and new writer from the last one listed. So I don't know if that's been announced. Joaquim Dos Santos is directing, and then Dave Callahan writing. I mean, one of the original writers from the first one, Phil Lord. I think honestly,
They directed it.
the director Rodney Rothman, Peter Ramsey, and Bob Persichetti they directed the.
Oh, so
first
they-
one.
so
Phil
Phil
Lord
Lord-
was just a writer.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're probably a producer
I
because
think
they
he got
won
a
the
story
Oscar.
credit. Yeah. This little teaser showing off a bunch of glimpses of little logos. One of the logos, there's a big rumor going around that because one of the logos looked like it was done in the real world with like a paper clip, and it didn't look animated. It looked like a real paper clip. Again, take this with a huge grain of salt, but that could mean that maybe we're going to be getting not only alternate versions of Miles Morales, but potentially a Miles Morales in our real world, visiting.
Or does it?
Our real
or
world
does it mean
Spider-Man.
we're going to get a real world Tom Holland appearing
That's
in
what I mean.
this movie?
Yeah, how cool would that be?
Yeah, I think that was an opportunity that they could have gone with.
Yeah,
Maybe you save it. But like the way Into the Spider-Verse ended with, Spider-Man 2099.
right. In the post credits,
Yeah.
spoilers for those who haven't seen it.
Spoiler alert. But to be ending with that kind of insinuates that this whole Spider-Verse thing is about to blow right up.
Yeah.
Where everyone's just going to be interacting. So maybe it's in this film that they introduce Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and
I think it'd be so cool.
it'd be
And Tom
actually
Holland.
be cool.
Get
And
all
Tom
three of
Holland.
them.
Yeah, no, they would all
Why
be.
not? Just have
that's the
fun
only
with it.
time that they'll all be in the same
Yeah.
playing the same character in the same universe. It'd be pretty cool.
And if they tease that in the trailer, like you're gonna get butts and seats. It'll suck because spoilers, but whatever. Let's move on to our topic of the show. It's time for the topic of the show. So for today's topic, let's get streamy and talk about our first week with the new Apple TV Plus. Apple TV Plus launched, surprisingly, not just in the United States, but also here in Canada. And so I think we should start with our overall impressions of the service, followed by our initial impressions of the morning show. What shows did you guys? I saw the morning. I saw all 3 episodes of the morning show and of C. What did you guys catch? You guys catch anything else?
I got 2 episodes of the morning show and 2 episodes of C.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I finished both the morning show
Mhm.
and C, and I watched 1 episode of For Mankind.
Oh, for all mankind.
Yeah, For All
Yep.
Mankind.
And I also saw 1 episode just before you guys got here of Dickinson. So we can kind of talk about all that stuff. But first, Justin, what are your first initial overall impressions of Apple TV Plus?
My first impression is that I like the slow rollout of the content.
Mhm.
like 3 episodes kind of as a primer.
And then every Friday, I believe they're doing more.
Right.
Except for with Dickinson, they've just released all of it. But yeah, with these hour-long content,
Yeah, and I think that's a really good way. You kind of get people hooked. You're giving them a taste.
Talking about it too.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about the morning show. I do like how they're kind of slowly rolling out this content. I will say it feels overall very heavy-handed in that they are trying to put out content that challenges conventional norms of what we see in our everyday content that's already existing. They're establishing themselves.
Yeah. Kevin, how about yourself? I know you don't have an Apple TV, right?
No.
So you were watching it through your phone?
At first, I did it on my phone. That's how I signed up for it. Got all subscribed and everything like that.
Cool.
I mean, again, $6. I'm just going to do it
Until
until I don't like it.
Yeah.
But there seems like there will hopefully be enough interesting content. I have no way to watch it on my TV,
right?
Which is my preferred way to watch stuff. So that might hinder my experience with it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then today I threw it up on my computer. That went pretty okay for a technically deficient person like myself. I figured it out pretty easily. So like a little pat on my back.
There you go. I as far as like my initial impressions of the overall service, I think it seems interesting because there isn't a ton. There isn't a mass drop like we're going to be getting with Disney Plus when that comes out. But at the same time, I kind of appreciate it as well because I feel like if there was a bunch of other stuff on there, I might not have necessarily watched some of these really great shows that they've launched with it, right? Like as far as the original programming.
Yeah, that's kind of like me when I finally I've had Amazon Prime for shipping for years and then was like, maybe I'll check out that TV. I think there was something I wanted to watch through that.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh my God, there's 100 things here. Where do I even begin?
Right.
Whereas this was,
it's overwhelming.
We also did sort of say, why don't we watch these 2 shows so we can be on the same page and talk about, something similar, which really did help.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure how many shows there are right now. Let's call it 10 or 15.
I think there's 4 or 5.
Well, there's only 4 or 5, eh?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I would have jumped in to watch any of them just based on a little thumbnail.
Yeah, there's only 4.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's also some kids programming as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
but we watched that the trailer for it, and it seems like there's going to be more and more rolling out.
Yes,
slowly but surely, right? And I think that's kind of the cool part in terms of how they're rolling it out again.
Yes. It's different from
smart.
everything
Don't
else.
overwhelm me.
It's different from Disney because Disney has already said that for their new content, it's all going to be weekly episodes,
right?
Whereas Netflix obviously does the large dump and you just binge it. Here comes Apple TV Plus saying, okay, we're going to meet you in the middle. We'll give you small amounts to get you hooked. Like I think it works to their advantage. Yeah.
Watch 3 episodes of 4 shows instead of 10 episodes of 1.
Right.
And
then you can every Friday you can catch up, right?
Catch up, yeah.
So let's catch up. Let's talk about our first impressions of the morning show.
I had no idea what these shows were going to be about.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen trailers for them. I hadn't read synopsis.
Cool.
I thought this was going to be a fun behind the scenes look at
Carell.
morning TV,
Jennifer
fun
Aniston.
cast man, in the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is going to be quite heavy. Okay, then.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot more, they're much more real with the language than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I think that was something that caught a lot of people off guard.
Oh, they're naming names and stuff. Like, they're literally drawing their, I don't know how much we want to go in depth in terms of talking what it's
spoilers
about.
and whatnot, but it's well, I mean, here's the thing. I think when I first heard of a lot of the rumors about Apple TV Plus and the content offerings, a lot of it was going to be, it's going to be very PG and it's going to be safe and they're not going to. This is the most real thing.
There were F words dropped within the first 5 minutes,
left, right, and center.
Yeah, and like I'm not against it. I think the thing that people that are very surprised by is that, like, to your point, they were anticipating more family-friendly material, something that any audience could watch, and that's not the case.
No,
that is not the case with this show.
Immediately seeing Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon acting, I immediately recognized like how phenomenal they are as actors. Like and I say that just because I've not really witnessed Jennifer Aniston or Reese Witherspoon in anything other than like more romantic comedies and more lighthearted things. So to see them in these dramatic roles, I was so happy to see them on screen without the expectation of laughing.
Yeah.
I think, definitely if you haven't seen it yet, definitely watch the morning show. It is cool, to your point, Justin, how these series are raising awareness and getting people talking about subjects that they would normally shy away from. They would get too uncomfortable to talk about. So I also think it's kind of neat, like getting to see Mitch in the show and the world that he goes in, whether he's a terrible person or not, is one of those things that, I think it's important that we're able to see what a person like that would go through. Do you know what I mean? Like, to have that other side of the story that normally we wouldn't get.
Well, I found it really interesting how they introduced his character, and there was no backstory to him. There was no first impression that you get outside of he's done this horrible thing, or he's being accused of this horrible thing. And so he is simply in that light from your first glimpse of him, right? You get no chance to like him before you hate him. There's none of that. And it's maybe we're going to get a redemption story on his side. You know what I mean? Because you certainly do feel kind of sympathetic for his character. Mm-hmm. And there's one great exchange between Steve Carell and Mark Duplass, and it's how it isn't about taking sides, and it isn't that all men are evil or that all of these cases are real, and it is this real balancing act of finding truth. I was not hooked in that first episode. But then the second one, I'm going, okay, they're really going to dive into this. They're going to look at it from all angles, from a male and female perspective, from a victim and a perpetrator perspective. I think it's going to be a very interesting show.
Well, you haven't gotten to episode 3, but there's some cool stuff, and I think, to your point, it throws this loop of like really understanding the varying degrees of males in this situation. I think what's really interesting is their source material. This is clearly coming from an actual story. With,
they name names. Like it's great when they drop Weinstein's name in there, right?
Absolutely.
Like, whoa,
And I also think that the source of this story though is
more Matt Lauer.
For sure. And there's elements that are, you'll see it in the next episode, but there's elements that are very literal from that actual story. So puts an interesting light on this whole situation. But I think this is, again, one of the first examples of Apple really trying to push content out that is addressing this.
Yeah. Getting people talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if it's doing anything, it certainly seems to be doing that.
A lot of people have been talking about this show.
I mean, we're talking about it right now.
Exactly. There we go.
There you go. Well, that's the whole point of this
But
podcast.
I am looking forward to watching episode 3, and this will be one that I'm going to follow.
There's, again, this might be a bit of a spoiler, but the one moment that I just want to call out is Mitch is walking down the street, and a woman yells at him and calls him a rapist. Right, and he's like,
I'm not even being accused of that.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And it's true. You see a news article and you instantly decide one way or another. Okay, that person's guilty. Yeah, it's sort of making you almost take a step back and go, what is the real story here? Will we ever get the truth behind these stories? You know what I mean? And it's a really complicated thing going on in the world today. I think they described it as almost we're catching up. For hundreds of years of misogyny and predatory males who have taken advantage of women, which is obviously a horrible, horrible thing. But where is the truth in each individual case? Yeah. So I think it's going to be really fascinating.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if they turn it around and he comes to some sort of realization or an epiphany of his character, of the things that he's done wrong, but that there's a varying degree to what he did and others.
It's it's riveting. I'm really, this is the best thing that they put on the service, I think.
If this was the only thing they put out to start,
they'd
it
still
would
have
be
your money?
enough. Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Interesting.
Let's talk about C. So this is with Jason Momoa, and the entire world is centuries into the future, and there's only 2 million people left on the planet, and they are all blind. They've all lost sight, to the point where sight is a myth and is
one that's forbidden to talk about.
That it didn't exist. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I'm interested to hear what Kevin thinks of this show, because when I saw it, and I was just like, I think Kevin should watch this one, because definitely it has that Game of Thrones vibe.
I mean, I certainly got that. It took me 5 minutes of going, this isn't Khal Drogo. This isn't Khal Drogo, and they didn't help. He's out there chanting and screaming in what sounds like Dothraki right off the bat, and I'm going, man, this is so
Khal Drogo.
But he certainly grows as a character and expands on that. I mean, first impressions, what a cool imagining of a world that lost sight and has grown and, I mean, devolved in terms of our technology and our ability to, live life the way we're used to.
Yeah.
But it was just little things like the ropes running through the town, and that's how they use their sticks and they walk along, like just cool little things.
Or the fact that they had, they would have helmets that would be covering their face but not their ears, right? Like just the way that they see, it is how blind people see. And I think that's one of the, again, going back to your point earlier, Justin, raising conversations about this. There's a woman at my workplace who is blind, and I've not really engaged in conversation with her about the fact that she's blind. I've talked to her many times. She's a fantastic person. Again, it's one of these things that it can be uncomfortable to try to bring that topic up.
Well, sure, and I don't even know if it needs to be brought up unless it's something pertinent to the discussion you're having, or that they want to talk about.
Exactly. So this gave me the opportunity to kind of break into that conversation with her and talk to her, because I noticed something in the show that I wanted to kind of talk to her about. Because in the show, there's a couple of characters that nod, and I was thinking, like, that doesn't make any sense, because they would have no reason to nod because their body language would not be seen. So, talking to her, she's like, there's no way, like there's absolutely no way anyone would nod yes or no in that situation. And the only thing that I can think of is, given that the show, and this is a bit of a stretch, but given that the show has the characters sort of being able to sense from super far away, like tremors in the ground.
The slightest movement. I mean,
right?
It was almost magical, right. Their ability to hear.
So I'm almost wondering if
they're all like Daredevil.
Right. So I'm almost wondering if because of that, they can sense when people are moving up, right?
Maybe that would be a subtle thing that they might never address, but it's one of those things that makes you think, perhaps. Like the hearing that some of these characters have is almost magical. And the prophecies and things like that, like it's kind of weird. Yeah. I'm kind of confused about if this is based on our world and it's simply 200 years removed from what we have today, and a virus wiped out our sense of sight. Why did they go? These characters have gone so.
Well, I think it's going to go super lost.
You think so?
I think so.
You think the others are going to appear from space, and they're going to be all the people that left the planet?
Exactly.
I think that's the only way they can continue the show, to be honest with you.
In episode 2, they've established that the kids can see, right?
Yeah.
And obviously they're not the first. Right? Their father had it.
Yeah.
And then so it's a question of how long have some people been able to see, and
I kind of felt like there was a little bit of it that there was a little too much exposition in the show, like in the sense of like, right, like in the sense of like they are blind, so they need to use more auditory explanations or cues of I am this, I am here, this is where I am, that sort of thing. But even to the point of like some of the story elements where they were kind of just being a little over expository. And I think that narratively, the idea that everyone is blind it's a little bit of as far as narrative is concerned, it's a little bit of a cheap excuse to use to not flesh out the story. I mean, again, we're talking about Game of Thrones, talking about His Dark Materials being not as handholdy with the world building, and I think this show was a little bit too handholdy.
I did find episode 2 lacking a bit in terms of giving me like a reason to be like. The first episode, you're really tense and they're tracking him down, and like I was really into it, but in terms of the fighting, like he's grunting and they're communicating because they can't see. There's no signals you can give, and there's no I thought it was cool the way they coordinated with each other through other means other than seeing who they're fighting and where they're coming from. The first time she, the queen prays.
Oh gosh,
I had no idea. I've been praying all these years, and so I'm devout.
No, that was
the most jarring scene. I think the first time that happened.
And I think it goes again to this idea that like there's such a diverse sort of quality of content that they're doing. You have something like Morning Show that it's almost ripped from the news, and then C has this sort of barbaric, sort of prolific, sort of element to it with this sort of actual talkable discussion about being blind and living in a world where you can't see.
Yeah.
See, did you like, because you said that you thought this hammered home on some real world issues and stuff.
Yeah. But
it's just a plot development though. Is it really a commentary on blindness?
But I don't think that, like, again, looking at something like The Morning Show, which is very literal and it is ripped from the news, I think this idea of what they're playing with in the show like C is something that is very relative to what we don't necessarily talk about.
Are there any characters in Game of Thrones that were blind?
I think the who is the guy from the Wall?
Maester Aemon. Yes,
Maester Aemon was blind, right?
Sure, but
but
just
like
because
that, but that never. But that's what I'm saying. Like that didn't get me talking or thinking about what it would be like to be blind.
Did A Quiet Place make you want to reach out to people who have deafness and wonder what they're...
Not reach out, but also it does raise the question of how does someone, go through, like even Bird Box kind of plays with the same sort of mentality.
Right. A lot of people are comparing this to
Bird Box.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's what was going to be my initial reaction, but this seems quite strikingly different from that.
I do like the mystical and the sort of, post-apocalyptic.
It's far more mystical than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That's actually my least favorite part of it so far. We'll see where it goes.
In terms of magic and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a really realistic, gritty take on the story.
Have you met the Shadow?
Yes, I saw her walking around. I don't know who she is. Did we see her?
I thought that was phenomenal.
The way she just appears.
That was awesome.
It was a cool scene.
Especially because they didn't even do like a musical cue when that happened. Oh, man. Super cool stuff. And then, Justin, you said you caught up with... you watched the first episode on For All Mankind.
This one sounds cool.
Yeah, it's...
Can you give a little bit of a... For those who don't know.
Well, basically, it's a reimagining of history where, instead of America being the first to land on the moon, it's Russia.
Cool.
And they are America's in a sort of a defeated position because they didn't win the race. Russia won the race.
So it's like almost it reminds me, giving a lot of vibes of the Red Superman.
Yeah,
you know that comic?
Yeah, Red Sun.
Red Sun. Yeah,
so good.
That's
a great story.
That's one that they need to turn into either an animated or actual live action movie. But anyways, side note on that, it does play on that sort of idea of like a reimagining of history. Like, how would history be different? And I think the way they're going with it, and I was saying this before, based on the little thumbnails that they have as like previews for the episode, the third episode shows a group of women that are dressed in like NASA gear.
Oh, really?
So maybe it's not about the first man being on the moon, but the first woman being on the moon.
But I don't think everything is politically driven. People can find a message in every piece of entertainment, and sometimes it's just a story.
But this is where
And two women just did the first all-female spacewalk, so I mean, it's not like a...
No, for sure. But I do think Apple's really leaning hard in wanting to tell stories that are challenging the traditional norm, because creating conversation.
Because think about it, where else are you going to get those types of challenging stories? Like HBO to a certain degree, yes, but a lot of their stuff is still rooted in fiction. So getting, I think this is kind of the idea of like, this is what sells that service.
But I think that to your point, I think they're using it as a way to sell their service. Depending on how you look at it, are they exploiting these situations to simply sell their service?
They're not exploiting blindness, and they're not exploiting women in space. I don't see that at all, really. I think the morning show is the one that's on topic. And...
Even to the point in the morning show, there's a line, and I don't think this is a season or an episode 3 thing, but there's a line where one of the executives says like, "Big tech is coming for us," right? And I'm like, the fact that they left that in the show. Like the fact that Apple, this tech company who's doing a streaming service, this cable network is saying big tech is coming for, like, the fact they left that in the show and they're okay to like be like, yeah, that's happening.
Well, anyways, for
All Mankind.
For All Mankind, I found the first episode very slow and a little dry.
How was what's his name in it? I can't remember his name. Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman.
How's that guy?
Dry.
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't as invested in this one.
Enough to watch the next episode?
I'll definitely watch it because I've already seen it. But but I think it's going to be. I'm interested to see where it goes, though. I am a little intrigued.
Kevin, you think you jump onto that one?
Now that I know what it's about, right? It's essentially what if the space race continued. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
sounds kind of cool. I mean, if it's dry and boring, I don't know how long I'll stick around, but I'm willing to give anything, an episode or two.
Yeah.
But I'm based on the trailer that we watched there.
Yeah.
For the service, I'm far more interested in the one you watched.
Yeah. So I also checked out Dickinson. Now, Dickinson, it's the story of Emily Dickinson, and she's played by Haley.
I mean, Haley Steinfeld's incredible.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld is fantastic.
Really, really good stuff. Even in the first episode, you can see the broad range of her acting ability. in certain scenes that I won't spoil. But it's interesting. The show, again, bringing up the topic of like the score in Mandalorian, Justin, you said you didn't think seemed like a movie score. It seemed more like a TV score. And watching this show, the juxtaposition with the music and the setting threw me off quite a bit.
What was the music like?
The music is like, of course, the setting again. Emily Dickinson. This is like taking place, quite a while ago. And the music is all like hip hop and like the kind of Silicon Valley like style music that you would hear.
Well, have you ever seen Marie Antoinette with Kirsten Dunst?
No.
Okay, so it's by Sofia
Same idea
Coppola.
though.
Yeah, it's a reimagining of that story that takes place in obviously Paris in what, the 1600s, 1700s probably. We're not history buffs, but anyways, what was really interesting about that was that juxtaposition as well. You have this history piece, and even the acting was a little bit more modern than it was traditional.
Well, and it's all the voice, like the writing is not like doth hither toward, like it's like in one of the scenes, I'm pretty sure Haley Steinfeld says, "We're just chilling." Or something like that.
It's a reimagining of that world, right?
Yeah, and it's weird because the way it's filmed looks like it should be
a period piece.
And then the way they're acting and the way the characters, and especially seeing Jane Krakowski plays Emily's mom. Jane Krakowski is from 30 Rock. She's from
most notably, I'd say,
Kimmy Schmidt as well. And I just kept seeing her as that character from Kimmy Schmidt. And so it was so weird because I couldn't take her seriously.
Everything you're saying about this makes me want to see it more.
I
don't want to watch a show about Dickinson where it's, doth hither, like you said. No, thank you. So this sounds cool.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a character that plays the character of Death. When you see this moment, you're just going to you're going to freak out. It's just ridiculous.
Now, would you say this story of, like, if you were to give a sort of a overview, what is it about?
It's about Emily Dickinson. It's about her growing up, I think, faster than the rest of the world. I think she's, just in the half an hour that I watched, she wants to be so much more than her parents have any aspirations for her. Her mom wants her to work more, do more chores, and be a woman. And even to the point where her dad, again, slight spoilers, but her dad's not too hot on the idea of her writing and having opinions. So it can go to those dramatic places, which it did in that first episode. I'm interested to see how going forward, how they're going to balance the dramatic side and the comedy side, because so far it does feel like two dramatic scenes in an episode of Kimmy Schmidt.
Well, like the reason why I was asking is that, again, it is yet another story about a strong female.
Right.
That
boom, exploitation. So now we can't write movies about anybody.
I'm not saying it's exploitation. I just wonder, it does that raise a question, right?
Yeah.
Does that raise a part of the discussion? I'm interested in hearing. I'm interested in watching this for that perception of what she went through, how she struggled, the sort of walls that she hit in terms of being someone who could have an opinion and being told, no, you're a lady, you shouldn't have one.
And do you want to know how much I know about Emily Dickinson? Whatever the half hour I just watched, that's how much I know of Emily Dickinson.
Is it only a half hour?
Well, each show is a half hour,
yeah,
right?
Okay. No,
right, so
all 10 are out, eh?
Yeah, all 10 are released.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I want to watch more. It wasn't my favorite thing on the platform, but I want to watch more of it. I think I just need to get used to the tone. I think that's the big thing, that a lot of people are either going to love it or they're going to be like, this is too weird for me. I can't handle that.
Based on IMDb reviews, it seems to be the highest rated from IMDb users so far.
Okay.
And what I've noticed in those scores from the 4 shows we've talked about is each goes up as the episodes go along.
Oh, really?
So I think people are getting, like, these shows are all sort of hitting you in the face in almost the middle of a story, and filling in things as you move along through the story, which seems cool. But yeah, all of them are ranked really high so far. Yeah. So it seems like they've got 4 pretty successful shows on their hands.
And this is just the start, right? We've got more on the way. We've got a show coming out with Octavia Spencer and I just call him Jesse Pinkman.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
That's the true crime writer.
Podcaster.
That one does nothing
No,
for me.
that's
based
going
on
to be
the
great.
preview,
That's going to be great. And then, of course, Oprah's got her show coming out.
Yeah.
And
What
then,
kind of show is that? Is it like a scripted television show?
I think it's going to be more of a doc style.
I think it's a doc
Okay,
style.
cool.
Yeah.
There is a doc style series that's supposed to come out that talks about women and women of different cultures and different backgrounds.
I think it's just
growing.
people of different cultures and different backgrounds. It's
Is
one
it?
with what's his name from Silicon Valley.
Yeah, and it looks really good. I think one of the first stories is about a Muslim girl growing up in the United States, which I think is really is an interesting story.
Now, is this allowed or is this just exploitation?
No, but I think it's just I don't. Maybe exploitation is the
or
wrong word.
capitalization, you're saying?
Maybe capitalization, or maybe it's
I
just
just
the
don't know
opportunity.
how they can tell a story without it looking like the capitalization on something.
Right, but I think that's I think what we're getting at is that that's their competitive edge right now in their new shows is that they can instigate conversations with it. But I'm just wondering, is it too heavy-handed?
But see,
with all of their shows kind of having sort of that element, right?
I think it's again, it's just to get people talking, but
Yeah.
but also it is something that this streaming platform has that the other ones don't.
Right.
And I think that is great. And
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever acknowledge. I don't think they'll ever acknowledge that that's what it is.
Right.
But that'll just be the thing. And it'll be like, do you want to watch a show that'll make you think? Hop onto Apple TV Plus. It's like TED Talks.
I will just have to agree to disagree with you guys on this facet of the channel. I mean, I don't think they're making a show like C to reach out to people who want to learn more about the blind.
But it got me talking about it, Kevin. It got me thinking about that world where I wouldn't normally. I'm sorry. I'm not. I that's just not part of my life.
Yeah.
So the fact
that you couldn't talk to that person about what it was like to be blind, and you
Right.
thought it was like, oh, it's a very touchy subject because they live with that
and
disability.
she was so happy to talk to me about this. And be
Right.
like, yeah, let's talk about this.
Right.
Nobody talks to me about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about it. And I think that's so great that a streaming service can do that. So that being said, Kevin, you going to keep watching shows on Apple TV Plus? Seems like it.
I don't know anymore. Now, if their stuff is this politically driven and just meant to get a cheap thrill out of news topics, then no. But if they just keep making good shows that I can watch for fun, then absolutely.
Well, I think they are going to keep making some good shows. Hopefully you'll have fun with them. All right, so that was our topic of the show. I want to kind of move into sort of just a fun mini game, if you will, that I like to call Disney Plus or Disney Bust. With Disney Plus launching, I, amongst the entire internet, noticed that there are some pretty obscure movie titles coming to the streaming platform. Movies from Disney Channel or from the 1950s or 60s or 70s. And I'm banking on the fact that neither of you have ever heard of them. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to name 7 movie titles, both real and fake. And we're going to see who can get the most right. So you're going to answer with either plus or bust. And ultimately, you just got to, whoever gets the most right will win the game. So what questions do you guys have before we get started?
I have 0 questions. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, let's do this, man. I'm ready. I'm a Disney expert. I'm going to get 7 out of 7.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Here comes movie combat Kevin.
Here we go. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah? Do I got those fierce eyes going?
All right.
Prepare to lose again, Justin.
Here we go. Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Oh, man. Depending on what year this came out, it could have been a title of something, but I'm going to go bust.
Plus.
Justin says plus. Kevin says bust. All right. Next one. My Two Left Feet. Is this Disney Plus or Disney Bust?
All I can think of is Eugene Levy's character from Best in Show. He can't dance. He's got 2 left feet. And then you look down and he actually has 2 left feet.
Yeah.
Great little joke. My 2 left feet. It sounds too real to be true. So therefore it must be. That's a plus.
Okay. Kevin's got
Plus.
Justin's got plus. The next one. Greyfriars Bobby.
I'm going a solid bust on that.
Yeah? Okay. Cool. And Kevin.
I'll go plus.
Greyfriars Bobby. The next one. Justin Morgan had a horse.
Oh, these all sound so like plausible and also stupid.
Yeah,
I hate saying it again, but you know what? I'm just gonna answer plus every time.
Okay.
Got to be right eventually. No, I'm going with a plus on this one.
All right. And
I'll go a bust.
Bust on Justin Morgan had a horse. The next one. Christopher's Big Adventure, The Legend of the Smelly Sock.
Bust.
Bust.
Okay. Double bust.
Busting.
Okay. Next one. Dad napped.
Plus.
That's a plus. Oh yeah, I can see that
for
already.
sure.
I can
see
the
it
poster
black and
for
white.
it.
It's like almost like a
Who's
Leave
in
It to
it?
Beaver
Yeah.
kind of style.
Yeah.
Dad's napping.
I don't think it's about...
No,
is
he
would it be about Dad's
kidnapped?
napping?
Yeah, I can see Dad
Right.
like gagged
Oh.
gagged and bounded
Actually,
on the poster.
then I change it. It's not a Leave It to Beaver style. It's like a 90s style video, like almost like a blank check.
This is a Disney Channel movie, 100p.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Dad napped.
Next one. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Bust.
Plus.
Okay, that's horrible for our audio listeners. Thank you, Justin.
Sorry, guys.
The next
Sorry.
one. That horse over there.
I'm gonna go with plus because I really hope that one is actually.
I want to see this movie.
Yeah.
Plus.
That horse over there. All right. Kevin saying plus. The next one. Fuzz Bucket.
I'm gonna say a bust because you probably were describing yourself when you came up with that one.
That almost just sounds like a bunch of other things amalgamated into one. I'm going to go bust.
Okay. All right. And we've got one last one.
Okay.
You guys ready?
If it's Cinderella, then
Here we go. It's just Mulan. No, I'm just kidding. The Great Big Hole. Is this a plus or a bust?
But Disney made a movie called Hole.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm going to go bust.
Okay. Kevin saying bust.
I'm gonna
Justin
go plus.
Going plus. Split the difference.
Yeah.
All right. So those are our answers locked in. So if you guys want to keep track of your scores, you can go ahead and do that here. Starting with Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Justin, you had said plus. Kevin, you said bust. Darby O'Gill and the Little People is on Disney Plus, coming November 12th to stream.
It just didn't seem like something like, is it actually about...
Yep. Yeah.
Well, little people might actually be the preferred term.
I think so.
I can't-
They're
yeah.
ahead of their time, I think, maybe.
Sorry, I got that one.
You got that one.
Oh yay!
There you go. All right, the next one. My Two Left Feet. You both said plus. My Two Left Feet is a movie that I made up. Because that just sounds like, to your point, a great 1950s movie. So you guys got that wrong. All right, the next one. Greyfriars Bobby. Justin, you said bust. Kevin, you said plus. Greyfriars Bobby will be coming to stream
All right.
on November 12th. Super excited for that one. I can't wait.
Dang it.
The next one. Justin Morgan had a horse. Justin, you said bust. Kevin, you said plus. Did Justin Morgan have a horse? He certainly did, because it's coming to streaming services on November 12th. That is a plus.
Dang. This must be some horse.
Christopher's Big Adventure, The Legend of the Smelly Sock. You guys saw right through me, both saying bust. That I was trying to make my own Disney Channel original.
It sounded plausible,
show, right?
though, you know.
That could totally be a Disney Channel original
Even
movie.
Steven or whatever, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking like the Fantabulous Mr. or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. All right, the next one, Dad Napped. Justin, you said plus. Kevin, you said plus. Dad Napped is certainly a movie that you can watch on Disney Plus coming November 12th.
Did you find out who was in that?
No, do you know?
No, I would love to know really quick.
I hope it's Chevy Chase.
Here, let's quickly
Oh, that's great.
let's take a look.
Nobody we've heard of.
No?
Nobody fun that would have been like, I can't believe he was in that. Desperate Times.
Yeah, just
I don't recognize a
some
single person.
randos.
Yeah.
All right. You might not recognize a single person in this one. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. Justin, you said plus. Kevin, you said bust. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off will be enjoyed by families across America and Canada on Disney Plus on November 12th. Justin, the point goes to you. That horse over there.
So was there 7 or 8?
Oh wait, how many did I? Why do we have more than?
You said 7, but I think I'm on 8 now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Sorry, I may have
Well,
made...
just to be clear, we're tied right now.
Okay, cool. We are tied right now.
Yeah.
That horse over there, you both said is plus. I wish it was a real movie. Unfortunately, I made it up off of...
Damn it.
It was literally when we went to your bachelor party, Kevin, and we went out, I mentioned to Justin, yeah, there's a whole bunch of weird shows like That Horse Over There or something. So it must have stuck.
Maybe that's why it sounded familiar. Cheater.
See, that's a cheating.
Hey, listen,
I don't think
I
that
incepted
counts.
the movie into... Anyways, you both got it wrong, so what does it matter? Fuzz Bucket.
Oh, we're on 9. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we did 10. My apologies. Sorry.
No.
Fuzz Bucket. You both said bust. Fuzz Bucket is a Disney Plus Disney Channel original series.
on.
Original?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not like it's not like Disney Plus original. It's like from the Disney Channel or whatever, right? And the last one, The Great Big Hole. The Great Big Hole.
We both answered differently here.
You did.
So this is winner take all. This
There
is
we go.
winner take all.
This is it.
There is no movie called The Great Big Hole.
The Great Big Hole. Justin, you said plus. Kevin, you said bust. We will get to enjoy Holes because The Great Big Hole is not a movie on Disney Plus.
Beep, 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 beep.
But taking the inspiration from Holes,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. That's where I tried to throw you guys off. Very cool stuff, guys. So, Kevin, congratulations. You are the winner of Disney Plus.
I really
or
hope my
Disney Plus.
prize isn't having to watch all of these movies.
Oh, I think that should be a prize.
No, that should be Justin's punishment for losing.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
I think Justin should watch at least Justin Morgan Had a Horse. I
Yes.
think that should be the punishment for losing.
I
Get
totally
back to us
thought
on
that one was going to be a bust just because it had my name in it.
Right.
Good on you
There
for
you
picking
go.
that one.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that has been Disney Plus or Disney Bust. That was a fun little game.
Yeah, we should do it again.
We should do it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and think of some other ways that we can incorporate that sort of style of game into the future.
Isn't it wacky that you won't be able to see all the Marvel movies, but you will be able to see Fuzz Bucket?
Yes, I can't
Yeah,
wait.
absolutely.
All right, so that has been it for our episode, for our streaming episode, guys. That was it was a lot of fun.
That was hot and streamy, definitely.
Hot and streamy, delicious.
Wow, that's one way to describe that.
So we don't have a watch club for this episode, but watch The Mandalorian, okay? So definitely watch The Mandalorian.
Who's not going to watch this thing? You know?
If you're listening to this podcast, you're gonna watch that show.
I will probably dedicate the whole episode to it.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe not the whole episode. We'll figure it out.
Well, we'll see.
Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And if you did, make sure to subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are Geekcentric. And you can be too, which means you can check us out on another streaming platform, YouTube, at youtube.com/Geekcentric. Follow us on Twitter at GeekcentricYT. And follow us on Instagram at We Are Geekcentric. And Justin, if they want to write into the show and ask us or talk to us about anything, literally anything you want to write into us about, whether we were wrong, whether we're right, whether we, any questions you might have, whether it's related to what we're talking about or not, where can they write in?
Well, they can reach us at wearegeekcentric@gmail.com. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of this podcast.
Cool. Okay, that's not normally how you do it. All right.
No. Switching up my soundbite, buddy.
There you go. Justin, Kevin, thank you so much for joining me for today's streamingly delicious episode.
Sweet streams are made of this.
That's amazing. Okay.
Begun the Stream Wars has.
Ooh, I like that too. As we say, love ya.
Get home safe.
Peace.